1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, if anyone knows about the American political system, they know that deep down, way deep in its core, it is highly corrupt. And I'm going to prove it to you today. I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff. Stick tuned, stay till the end of the video, because if you're not convinced by the end of this video, I don't know what to tell you. It should be the most obvious thing in the world. I thought everyone knew this, but it seems like a lot of people don't. So I'm going to prove to you today that it is. So let's take a look at what this lady has to say.
Breathing monsters inside Congress right now.
Super PACs can raise an unlimited sum of money with very few restrictions.
They are supporters of these candidates who are allowed to donate significant amounts of money, whether it be by way of ads or cash, without the candidate's direct involvement.
Super PACs have really enabled the supercharging of giving by the extreme wealthy.
When it costs $2 billion to elect a president, is that something a democracy should be proud of?
And it's not even $2 billion anymore. It's like $4 to $5 billion. Is that really a democracy where billionaires can put in $5 billion to buy presidents and senators and congressmen? Is that a democracy? Is that a republic, or is that a plutocracy? Is that an oligarchy where rich people just buy elections? Let me prove it to you. We're going to come back to this video, but let me just show you something so interesting. That's good. If you've probably never seen this before, because every time I show this to people, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this exists. Let's start with Mitch McConnell. Everybody knows who Mitch McConnell is. He's part of the Republican Party in Congress. He's a senator. And now let's scroll down and let's look at all of the people that have given him money. Look at this. Kent Companies, Blackstone Group. You know, the company that's buying up all of our homes and jacking up prices, destroying the American dream so no one can afford housing anymore. That's his second most highest contributor to his campaign and to himself. They've given him $453,000. The company that is destroying the American dream in the country. We can no longer afford homes because of this company. They are one of the private equity firms buying up all our homes. So if they are giving Mitch McConnell $453,000, who is he serving? You or them? Is he serving the middle class, or is he serving his Blackstone donors? If Blackstone wants to continue to buy all our houses and screw us over for the American dream, who do you think he's going to listen to? He's going to continue to let them screw us because he's getting $450,000 for his campaigns. They're funding him. They're giving him. And then a lot of times these senators get out of office and they get cushy $1 million jobs. That's how it works. This is legalized bribery. Do you see? Let's look through this. Oh, look, healthcare systems, Kindred Healthcare and Humana. Look, do you think we're ever going to get a good healthcare system, that they're ever going to fix our healthcare system when private healthcare companies, you know, the people that make money off of death in America because they don't care about us at all, those companies are giving him almost $500,000. You think he's going to work for us, or he's going to do what they ask him to do? Oh no, don't make any changes to healthcare whatsoever that benefit the American people because I'm giving you $500,000. Let's go down. Look at this. Blue Cross and Blue Shield. More healthcare. More healthcare. Look, banks. You know, the banks that screw millions of Americans over every year, stealing money from them. You know how many fines they have to pay each year because they defrauded Americans that bank with them? Look at that. Nothing ever gets done. Why? Because, look, they're paying Mitch McConnell. Goldman Sachs, you know, the company that was instrumental in the, financial crisis of 2008. They're giving him $218,000. That's why, those banks never get regulated. So now let's continue with the video and see what they have to say.
Trying to buy political influence with donations and gifts isn't new in America. But 2 court rulings in 2010 created the Super PAC and changed the game completely.
Now, a handful of billionaires can contribute hundreds of millions, even $1 billion into an election cycle.
The first and most famous court decision was
Citizens United v. Federal Election Commission.
Citizens United allowed corporations to spend money on elections, as long as it wasn't donating directly to a candidate's campaign.
Yeah, Citizens United said that donating money by billionaires is speech. It's speech. You can give it to them, and it's speech. It's not bribery. It's not corruption. It's speech. It's okay to give Mitch McConnell $450,000 from BlackRock Corporation. Yeah, that makes total sense. That's not corruption at all.
But a second federal court decision is what allowed corporations to contribute as much money as they wanted to super PACs, creating a pathway for limitless spending, not just for corporations, but for anyone.
This turned out to be the channel through which people could fund campaigns without they themselves being identified directly as the contributor to these super PACs. Super PACs have to list.
So not only can they give unlimited amount of money, but you don't know who they are. They get to hide themselves. It can be the worst person in the world. It can be Jeffrey Epstein, right? That's contributing to these politicians donate. And you'll never know. A lot of this is called dark money. Now, Open Secret, which I showed you the website that shows the amount of money that's being contributed to them, it doesn't account for all the money. It doesn't account for all the money. You don't know all of the people that are contributing to these campaigns.
Their contributors, but their contributors can be other committees that don't themselves have to list their donors.
Individual contributors, as well as corporations, figured out that the way to sway policy in America was by giving really substantial contributions to these committees that are set up only for purposes of politics.
In 2024, 99% of super PAC money came from just the top 1% of donors.
Musk has pledged to donate $45 million a month.
He gives me $45 million a month.
You think these politicians work for you or they work for the billionaires? This is what they do. They work for the billionaires and corporations while the billionaires, corporations, and politicians work together to make us hate each other. That is the point. Hate the left, hate the right, too busy fighting each other, and we're not focusing on who the real problem is. It is the billionaires who are buying our elections. This is the problem. This is why nothing fundamentally changes in this country.
A month. Not 45 million. Gives me 45 million a month.
This is just absolutely unheard of amount of money. He doesn't need to have a polite conversation with Trump where he says, I am going to give this to you so long as you support me. He just needs to have the promise or threat of that money. And of course, he's going to have an impact on policy.
And I'm for electric cars. I have to be, because Elon endorsed me very strongly, Elon. So I have no choice.
So the reason we need to reform this is not because of Donald Trump, but because if anybody can give $40 million, then people feel like they have no power.
This is the problem. Let's take one example. Let's listen to this video about healthcare. Let's see how money and politics affects healthcare. Let's take a look.
Kill people every single day by denying them coverage. And our politicians do nothing about it because they are systematically bribed by healthcare CEOs, executives, and corporations through things like gifts, campaign contributions, revolving door jobs, side jobs, etc. A great example of this is back when Tom Wolf was the governor. His health secretary abruptly resigned to become a top lobbyist for UPMC. Not to mention that in 2022, nearly $30 million was spent on direct healthcare lobbying. Money in our political system and corruption being legal is the direct reason why there is no progress made when it comes to legislation for single-payer healthcare. It's the reason why there are millions of Americans that are drowning in medical debt. Which is why at March on Harrisburg we are attacking this issue at the core.
This is why none of these issues are getting addressed, because the politicians work for the healthcare industry. They work for these lobbyists. Look what happened. Not only are they getting money from them, but what happens? They tell these people that work for these senators, even the senators and congressmen themselves, that, hey, don't worry. Once you leave Congress, we're going to give you a cushy job for $1 million a year. Just make sure you do what we say. And as she mentioned, that one of the secretaries for one of the senators quit and went and worked as a lobbyist making $2 million a year. It's a revolving door. They go to Congress to get a job. When they get out, to make millions of dollars. It's a revolving door. That's what it is. Okay, so let's take a look at this. If you have not been convinced yet, you will now. Ever since the disastrous Citizens United ruling, outside spending on federal elections has skyrocketed. Big money corrupts our politics and erodes our democracy, creating a vicious cycle that funnels more wealth and power to those at the top. Look at the most recent election in 2024. $4.46 billion spent on that election. Do you think that money came from the middle class? Nope, it sure didn't. It came from the top 1%. So who do you think they're working for? They're not working for us because they're not getting the money from us. We need to get money out of politics. Okay, so now the last one, big oil. Big Oil has dumped $34.1 million into Republican leadership super PACs. Now, this is where I will pick on one party because this is one of the most egregious examples. Now, Democrats have them too, but this is the one that I came across that really is egregious. Look at the amount of money Republicans have gotten from Big Oil. And now, why do you think they always kill green renewable energy initiatives in the country? Solar, wind. Donald Trump just came in and cut all of the wind, solar, all of the programs, all of the initiatives, all of the new jobs that were coming out with regards to solar. We are so far behind China because Republicans get in and they completely kill any green initiatives that we have. Why? There's your answer. They're getting money from the oil companies. They are the number one recipients from the oil companies is the Republican Party. And that's why we can't get any green initiatives done. That's why we are going to be behind the rest of the world. The rest of the world are transitioning to renewable energies, and we're stuck on oil. Why? Because of the oil lobby. Hands down, period. It is a fact. It is a fact. Let's bring it in. What do you guys think? Is it greed? Is it corruption? Or is it just that nothing gets done because, it's just politics and, it's slow and it takes time? Or is it the money, Lebowski? Is it the money? Of course it's the money. Nothing gets done for the middle class and lower middle classes. Everything gets done for the rich. Why? Why is that? Because of the money. If you are not convinced now, I don't know what to tell you. Then this channel is not for you. Go somewhere else because I don't know what to do because this channel is a lot of what this channel is calling out corruption, right? And if you're not seeing the most obvious political corruption that you can possibly see, then I don't know what to tell you, folks. You need to go and do some more research because this is where we're at. This is why nothing gets fundamentally taken care of in this country. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that this wakes some people up and that you guys actually see what's going on in this country and it makes you want to protest, call your local senators, call your local Congress people, get involved because we need to change this. This is something that is fundamentally destroying our country. Let me know in the comments, like, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.